So, of course, I've put off doing this video until now, but with the recent price hike of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, nobody might care. But I guess there's a chance that since the camera is more valuable now than when you bought it, people might want to watch this video because since it did almost double in price in some places, you're going to want more out of this camera and you're going to want to push it to its limits. And I'm here to tell you that the Osmo Pocket 3 is a good camera for more than just vlogging. Now, I've seen all the videos with the typical accessories for this camera, but the thing is that 9 out of 10 videos that I watch, they're talking about the accessories that came with their Creator Kit. Not very creative, is it? I want to show you guys some accessories for the Osmo Pocket 3 that haven't been shown 1,000 times and that I actually use every day. Now, some of these you might have seen before, but hopefully some of them you haven't seen before, and they'll help you spark some creativity in the shots that you can get with this camera. Oh, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot the talking head part of this video on the Osmo Pocket 3 so that it could show some people that this camera could be used for more than just vlogging. The most frustrating thing to me is that you could stand up the Osmo Pocket 3 on its own, but just barely. I mean, a weak gust of wind will blow this thing over if you're outside. Hell, even if you're inside and the air conditioner is on too high, it might topple over. And if you look at the bottom, bam, no thread for a tripod. Instead, it just has a USB-C slot. Now, I'm assuming that there was a reason for this, and it was a design feature to put it on the bottom, but it makes no sense. Especially for somebody like me who believed all the hype about how fragile this camera is, and I was forced to lay it down whenever I was transferring files over to the computer. So basically I had to put that cheap plastic cover on it that you've seen in 1,000 other accessory videos before I could lay it down and feel comfortable that the gimbal wasn't just going to turn on its own and break the motor. Turns out that that fragile thing was a BS YouTube lie perpetuated by big vlogging. This thing has held up pretty well. Oh, and quick note, what kind of psycho pulls the SD card out of the slot every time they want to transfer files over to their computer? I have huge hands. That memory card basically found its forever home the day I put it into that slot on the side of the OP3. But back to the point, I actually solved both of these problems by picking up the adapter base by K&F Concepts. This thing is built like a tank and is made from aluminum alloy, so it weighs enough to make the base of the camera more stable. It has a USB-C port on the back where it should be in order to transfer files over to the computer and charge the camera. The USB-C port on the K&F Concepts adapter base actually supports fast charging, so it'll still only take you about 20 minutes to get your camera charged to 100%. The other cool thing about this thing is that on the bottom, it has those cool little GoPro arms, so if you're like me, and you have a ton of GoPro accessories laying around, you can use them to attach this to the base. Not only that, but on the bottom of this thing is a 1/4 mounting thread. So this one little base gives you a ton of options. It also acts as a mini heat sink, helping slightly dissipate heat during long shooting sessions. Especially useful if you're filming in 4K for extended periods of time. I think this thing was 20 bucks on Amazon, so it's definitely worth every penny. The second accessory that I use every day is the Ulanzi PK06 expansion adapter. This thing turns your little family-friendly Pocket 3 into an actual full-blown rig. It's solidly built out of aluminum alloy, and it'll even give you a little bit of protection if you drop the camera, as long as it's in vertical mode and the screen isn't sticking out when you drop it. But you don't buy this thing for the protection part of it. You buy it for the 1/4 mounting thread on the back, the GoPro arms on the back, the cold shoe on the side. It has these little silicone-like shock absorber things, which means that when you put it on your camera, it won't scratch your camera. The adapter's cold shoe mount can support small accessories like external microphones or fill lights, making it great for building out a complete kind of run and gun rig. The 1/4 mounting thread on the back of this thing is in the exact position that I could use it on the next accessory I'm going to show you. This right here is the newer 3-wheel wireless camera video auto dolly. This is a cool tool to have, especially if you do low to the ground shots and desktop product shots. I bought this thing a few years ago when I had some jobs for clients selling 3D prints, and I just fell in love with it, and I use it whenever I can. The newer 3-wheel dolly is like having a little tank on your desk, and it has 3 speeds, directional capabilities to do either radial or linear, and just lets you do smooth moving shots. It has a 1/4 thread on it, so you could basically put the OP3 on it vertically or horizontally. And with the previously mentioned adapter, you could get cool moving shots like this. The gimbal on the Pocket 3 paired with the motorized dolly lets you take creative shots without being choppy at all. This comes in at about $80 on different websites, but man, it's just cool to have in your toolbox. It comes with a wireless remote control, so you could change direction from forward to backwards and the speed of the actual dolly without having to touch your camera. The only bad thing about this is that you have to charge it with a mini USB cable. Mini USB cable. Come on, newer. What are we in 2018? The last accessory I'm going to talk about is just another way to get more interesting shots on the OP3. The small rig double layer suction cup mount is the one thing on this list that I thought I'd never use, but end up using it like 3 or 4 times a week. The suction quality on this thing is way stronger than your mom, and like everything from small rig, the build quality is first rate. Obviously this mount was made for a GoPro, but luckily if you use the Ulanzi cage I talked about earlier, it basically gives all the functionality of a GoPro mount to your Osmo. It supports up to 50 kilograms of vertical suction force. Again, just like your mom, which makes it stable enough to mount even on a moving car. This thing goes for about $26 on Amazon right now, and it's worth every penny just to have this toy in your sandbox. So there it is, guys. Hopefully I showed you 1 or 2 things that you haven't seen 1,000 times on every accessory video on YouTube. And I'm not throwing shade at all the accessory videos on YouTube. Believe me, I have the ND filters, I have the magnetic clamps, I have the mics, and I have the extra batteries. I just thought, wouldn't it be interesting to show some things that could possibly help people think of new and creative ways to get certain shots, and just have fun with this versatile, currently overpriced little lightsaber of a camera. Until next time, guys, stay loud, give more than you take, and go out and make something. Take it easy.